All right, let's cut the crap for a second. If you're a trader and you've been spending hours watching strategy videos on YouTube, reading trading psychology books, hopping from one Discord to the next, but your results still suck, this might be the reason why. You don't have a trading problem, you have a self-help addiction. And I did an article about this. This was actually my first newsletter article ever. And I thought I'd do a little video to kind of break down in a very raw, uncut manner to help you guys go over this, to kind of spark a couple of extra points that I believe are very, very interesting, right? So this self-help addiction, it's keeping you stuck. It's killing your progress. And what I want to do in this video is break down why trading self-help is destroying your growth, how to get out of this trap, and what you should actually be focusing on if you want to make it in this game. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. So if you're ready for some uncomfortable truths, let's take it away. Let's break it down and I'll showcase you guys everything. The first thing I want you to do before anything is kind of be honest with yourself. In this video, ask yourself as well, how many times have you thought this strategy video is going to change everything for me? Or if I just finish this book on trading discipline, I'll finally stop over trading. You get very hyped about things. You binge watch 10 more videos. Maybe you highlight some passages in a book or you download another PDF guide that you found somewhere. And for a few days, you feel productive. You convince yourself that you're making progress, but then you sit down behind the charts, nothing changes. Same bad habits, same impulsive trades, and then you blow your challenge, you blow your account. You know why? Because you're stuck in this loop that many call mental masturbation. You're consuming content not because you're executing upon it, but because it makes you feel like you're improving. And we're all human. Our brain loves this. Every time you finish a video or read about some sort of secret liquidity concepts, even my videos, right? You're watching them, but you're not doing anything with them, right? So your brain lets out this little bit of dopamine and it's like, yeah, I'm learning, I'm growing, right? But let me be clear. Watching that content and watching my content doesn't make you a trader. Execution does. And that is the part of the biggest shift that I do as well in AO is to make sure that you're executing, right? Until you put your ass in the chair and actually take trades, journal, and refine, you're just a spectator. And spectators don't get paid in this game. So this is the key distinction that you need to understand. There's a massive difference between self-help and self-improvement. Self-help is external. It's motivational. You're relying on outside sources, videos, books, podcasts to give you that little boost. Self-improvement is internal. It's discipline. It's taking a concept, testing it in the real world, and building that intrinsic motivation over time. Majority of you get stuck at step one. They're motivated by this flashy video or some sort of mentor yelling about discipline. Could even be me in this video, but you never actually convert that to actual execution. And then you wonder why nothing changes. Let me take an example. You hear me or someone else talk about sticking to your trading plan. You nod your head and you're like, yeah, makes sense. Got to stick to the plan and I'll do it. But then next week comes around, summer period right around the corner. EU doesn't really do what you expect it to do. You get emotional and then you revenge trade. Not because you want to, but because you're like, I need to make my risk to reward back. I need to make my losses back, right? You don't stick to the plan, not because you didn't understand the concept, not because you didn't understand the plan, but because you didn't give yourself enough reps to make it stick. Motivation is fleeting, discipline is built. Stop mistaking those two. So what we want to do here is the biggest mistake I see you traders make is you'll try concept, it doesn't work immediately, and you'll throw it in the trash. Stuff like different risk management, 1% per trade, 0.5% per trade, counter stage. You don't really know how to judge what is counter stage and what isn't. You'll be like, oh, it doesn't work for me. Sticking to only sessions, oh, trade only London, trade only New York. You're like, oh, it doesn't work for me. You know what that is? It's the mindset of someone that's never essentially going to make it because you don't even give it enough of a chance. Let's use the gym as a common analogy for this. You go to the gym once and you're doing some sort of shoulder press and you're repping out a specific amount of kilograms. And after 5 reps, you're like, oh, well, I don't see I don't feel it. It doesn't work for me. It's ridiculous, right? And you wouldn't scrap that right off the bat. But that's exactly what you're doing with trading. And many people do that with concepts. They'll give it some sort of seasonality. They'll give it only a small fraction amount of time. You need data. You need time. You need consistent repetitions. You can't know if a risk model or specific session or specific strategy fits you until you've tested it for months. And I say that with actually a minimum emphasis. It's a lot more than just months. It's not a 2-day experiment. Trading is a career in that sense. You know where self-improvement starts? Exactly with that awareness. You can't fix what you're not aware of. Ask yourself, where am I impulsive in my trades? What mistakes do I keep repeating? And how do I actually feel when I'm entering, holding, or exiting a trade? These 3 questions are crucial. Most traders aren't even aware of their own patterns. And then they wonder why their account keeps bleeding, why they keep losing trades, why they keep losing challenges, blowing up challenges, or losing personal capital. This is where journaling plays such a big role. It's not sexy, it's not fun, but it forces you to stare at your mistakes. It forces you to put that mirror in front of you and hold that accountability. Awareness is the first step. Without it, you're just fumbling in the dark. And that's pretty much the goal with either this video and exactly what I do within AO as well is holding that mirror in front of you, making sure that you are aware of the mistakes that you're making, because without it, you will be stuck in that negative feedback loop the whole time. At some point, you have to stop thinking and actually start trading. There's no magic concept that's going to make you consistent overnight. Consistency comes from direct experience. You need to see and be aware of 100 failed trades. You need to hold through 100 winning trades without closing too early. You need to endure that emotional swing and still be able to follow your plan that you set out. That's how you build a real skill, not through videos, not through PDFs, but actually executing on the knowledge that you've learned. The market doesn't care what you think works. It only cares what you can execute consistently. So stop hiding behind theory and get into the arena. This is the hard truth, the big truth. And it sucks to say this. Most of you aren't traders. You guys are hobbyists, right? You're addicted to feeling like a trader without actually doing the hard work of becoming one. You want freedom, you want the money, but you can't even stick to one plan for 30 days straight. And that's a topic I want to delve into in the latter. Everything outside of trading. Let's say consistency with your routine, discipline in everything you set out to do outside of just looking at the charts, because all of those aspects play a huge role as well. And this is pretty much why you keep cycling through that self-help content forever. You think you're just one more strategy away from success. But deep down, you know the real issue isn't the market. It's you. And nothing changes because you are the one that needs to actually change. Until you fix you, nothing will change. So how do you break away from this trap? And this is a simple framework that I kind of give everyone in a one-on-one basis as well. What we try to do here is you audit your own behavior. awareness first. What's keeping you stuck? And then direct experience. Pick one system. Obviously, in AO, it's a lot easier because there is only one system. Exodus. I teach you that system and I make sure that you test it, execute yourself. So if you don't have that, obviously, pick a system that works for you. Just one risk model. That's it. Do that for 6 months, then come back and evaluate. And within that period of time, the last aspect of this framework is intrinsic discipline. You want to build the muscle of showing up no matter how you feel. And this can look like many different things. The main aspect is pretty much just consistently showing up day by day, sticking to that plan, even if you don't like it. Stop looking for the external edge in the market until you've built an internal edge in yourself. That's the game. So to wrap it up in a very, very old-fashioned manner, a small outro, the market doesn't really care about your feelings, doesn't care about how many books you've read or videos you've watched. It rewards execution. So stop searching for shortcuts, stop using trading self-help as a crutch, and start doing the work yourself. And doing that is how you separate yourself from the 95%.